So today's video is going to be a little bit about my trip that we went on when we went camping for an entire week and how I integrated mindfulness with my photography and writing. We planned this trip for months. We were not sure. We were very excited, but very nervous at the same time. The anxiety was really high. Did we forget everything? Do we need this? Do we need that? We researched and researched and researched and researched. It was a lot of noise. Then when we got to the trip, when we got there, right, we made sure that we did things as simple as possible. We were not going to bring a whole bunch of junk with us that we did not need. We didn't have room for it. And we also have to think about the weight. We did simple meals. We did sandwiches. I actually cooked breakfast. Newsflash, my fire alarm works. Listen, it's been a while for the gas stove. But upon this whole journey, I have never felt more relaxed, more at home, more at peace than I did that entire week. I had nothing to worry about. I had food, I had water, I had clothing, I had shelter, and I had the beach. I love the beach. I absolutely love the beach. But see, somebody like me who grew up outside, I grew up in these very same woods that I live in right now, getting away from that and going and moving into the city was quite traumatic for me. The lights, the noise, there was just so much. I was used to peaceful nights. Well, camping helped with that. But camping also did something else. It opened my mind to where I was so relaxed that I could actually take pictures like I wanted to and spend time taking those pictures. Well, that's kind of what I want to get into. When I really thought of this idea about practicing mindfulness and how you can kind of integrate it into your art that you like to do, whether it's painting, drawing, singing, dancing, photography, making music, you can do this. You can do this. And I realized how important this is. And I never realized how important this is until I went to equine therapy. Ashley at Antler and Ash, she's in Tennessee. I'm just throwing a shout out to her. Go find her. She's amazing. And she is the very first person who taught me how to focus on my breath and practice mindfulness. These were words that I had no idea what they were. I mean, I know what my breath was, but focusing on your breath, it sounds simple, but really it's more to it than that. It's inhaling slowly through your nose. Hold it. Let it out slowly. You do it a couple times. You cannot control your thoughts. Your thoughts are going to race. Your thoughts are going to flow. Just let them flow. Acknowledge them, but don't focus on that feeling. Continue to bring it back to the breath. I never understood how important that was until you start to really, really practice it every day. Well, you can do that with photography or whatever art it is before you start it. Okay? The goal is to, before you start whatever project it is, take those breaths. Focus on the breath. Acknowledge how you're feeling. Are you tired? Are you anxious? All those things, right? And then after you're done with that, how do you feel? If you're still feeling anxious, do it again. But don't get frustrated with yourself and show yourself the compassion that you show everybody else, because I'm really bad at that. Now, with photography, so on my trip, I promised myself I was going to go get some sunrise photos, and I did. Didn't come out how I exactly wanted them to, but one picture came out even more amazing than I ever could imagine. And we also have to remember the camera's not going to see truly what our eyes are seeing, right? And this is not, disclaimer here, this is not about being great at the craft. This is not about building a business in the craft and knowing everything. This is about doing what you love to do. You don't have to be a professional at it. And taking that time for yourself, because it's important. It's important. With all the noise that we have going on in the world, all of this, right? Take 5 minutes for yourself. So when I went out there, it was nice and cool, and I'm watching the sun start to peak up, and then I noticed a little flash. It was a lighthouse. Had I not been focused and paying attention, I would have completely missed it. Had I just gone straight for the kill and just start shoot, without being present and being mindful of what I'm looking at, I don't think it would have come out as great. So I was able to just stand there with my tripod and had coffee in hand, quietly. The only sounds you could hear were the waves hitting against the rocks, seagulls, and that's it. Maybe a few birds. That was it. That's all you heard. No cars, no loud talking, none of it. That to me is quiet. That to me is peaceful. It allowed me to really scan my environment and focus. I had an idea. Well, that idea kind of shifted. So being mindful and being very present is looking right at what you're seeing, noticing certain things. How does the water flow onto the rock? Where's the lighting at? Where's the sun coming up at? How is the light shining on the water? Where are the reflections at? Is it cloudy? Is it cold? Is it windy? That's practicing mindfulness, because those are all the things that you're going to need to know in order to shoot. However, it's also a really good tool to practice mindfulness and focusing on yourself just a little bit. So when I go out there, I'm one where I just go with the flow, and that's the best thing you can do. Now, when I do general shoots, I plan for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks when I do a lot of my creative shoots. But something like this, where I'm just taking nature photography and I'm on vacation or whatever, those are things that you really can take a little bit more time with and just be present. Focus on being present. Not everything I photographed came out great. In my mind, I knew what I wanted, right? But once I got and looked at the image, I was like, I could have made some improvements, or it just didn't flow like I was hoping it to. It just wasn't there. Be okay with that. It's okay. That's okay. But you focused on it, right? Like, that's what I'm telling myself. I focused on it, right? I was being present in the moment. I got a picture of a crane. Had I not been focused, still, calm, and aware, I probably would have never seen him or her. I don't know which one it was. Take a moment to research oysters. I was curious. I was like, why is the water so clear? And then it dawned on me, wait a minute, my sister said something about oysters. Well, I researched further on oysters and their important role in this world. It can take you down some really, really cool rabbit holes, but just be cautious that you don't get stuck down those rabbit holes, because guilty. But as whether you take your phone, look, I'm not saying you have to have a camera like mine. Okay, mine isn't even at the top of the line. I've had mine for over 15 years. It still works. Take your phone out, right? Most of these phones nowadays have a pretty good camera on it, but I don't want you to focus on it being good or great or the lighting perfect. I want you to focus on the basics first. Like I said before, where's the lighting? Is it cloudy? How is the water flowing, right? Do you see anything else in your surroundings? Look at the trees. How are they shadowed out? That's important. Because you'd be surprised, especially if you have an imagination like mine, where it can go. It's a lot of fun. So that's kind of the idea of where I really want to go with this. I am looking into somatic healing, some things that I learned through equine therapy, and just things that I have learned on my own to help me cope. This world is a very noisy place. Very unnecessary noise. So I want you to take time today, whether you write it in a journal, whether you type it in your phone, or whether you speak to it out loud or to yourself. I want you to ask yourself, how noisy is your world? And what are some things that you can alter it? Because we got to know what we can control and what we can't control, right? What things can you alter in your environment that are less noise? Sometimes it can just be in decorations in your house, the clutter, right? Less to clean. So I hope this sounds you good. I've got a lot of work to do. I'm trying to balance that in my actual job right now, but this is what I like to do. So I hope you guys have a good day and continue to follow for more.